I'm very happy to be here today. I'm Paul Marshall. I'm the CEO, and I will introduce Morrow Optics. Morrow is a very young company. We are 3 years old. And we started as a spin-off of IMEC, which is a large R&D organization in Belgium. It's like in France, you also Fraunhofer Institute in Germany, where we develop semiconductor technologies. And my previous life, I've been working 15 years on developing actually technology that is today inside your iPhone. In 2016, we decided to start a company, and with the focus to change how eyewear looks today. We have 10.4 million euros funding to date, which is a reasonable amount. And the main investors that we have in our company is New Science Ventures, which is an American VC fund, IMEC, which is the research organization where we come from, the Flemish government, and Tokai. Tokai, the lens manufacturer, and Kurt was just around here. Today the company has 16 people, and we plan to have around 21 people by the end of the year. Our main focus basically is that what we notice is that technology has changed really how we live. And it's really a tremendous impact. You use Waze to navigate traffic. You go to the doctor and he will help you cure cancer because he can see better in your body. He has better control over life science technologies. And the way we communicate with people, the world has become a much, much smaller place. We all use FaceTime or any type of Skype communication, and the face-to-face communication has made a big, big impact. However, I think what's really important to realize is that this technology has also had a tremendous impact on our lifestyle and basically on our eyes. And what you can see is that young children in Asia all end up with myopia because of screen time. That the category of the young yuppies, the 30-year-olds, when they go home after a day in the office, they have a headache and they have dry eyes. And the people that are even a bit more old, 45 years old, when they go home, well, they sit the entire day in the office looking through their progressive glasses, tilting their head, and it's ergonomically not the best solution. So you can see the 6 hours screen time is affecting our life. And what we noticed actually, and this is a bit statement to make, is that fundamentally the way eyewear is made, eyeglasses is made, is not fundamentally changed over the last 50 years. We're still using the same solution, the same type of plastic. Well, the plastic has evolved, and the way we cut the plastic has evolved, and the coatings have evolved, but intrinsically it's the same type of solution. And what we believe is that we can do better because we have a big technology background. We believe, that's before I step there, I want to make one more observation. That's the observation number one. The second observation that we made is that the customer is really, really changing significantly, very fast. People don't have any time anymore. I have 2 children, and both of us are working. We don't have time to do anything, which means that we value time a lot. We value a personalized service. We want to have instant fulfillment. If we have to wait, I lived in the US, I don't want to wait for a solution. I want to have it delivered the next day, preferably by Amazon on my doorstep. And if I have a problem, I want to call always a genius, and he has to be on call. So this is my lifestyle and the lifestyle of a lot of people, and there's really, really a fundamental impact from what it was before. And what you see is that makes us look at new technologies, also in eyewear, and you see a lot of people starting to play in it. I don't know if you noticed what was the main announcement was made in the eyewear space earlier this week. Amazon entered eyewear space. Basically, they're selling an eyewear solution for having Alexa on people's face today, which is a big announcement because they're really seriously entering the space. Secondly, what we see is that if we go shopping, we don't want to go buy something. We want to have an experience. And you see a lot of companies, also in the eyewear space, entering there that are focused on delivering an experience rather than retailing your product. And I think the best example there is Gentle Monster, which has been acquired by LVMH earlier this year. So I think this really shows that there is a shift in what the customer wants and that the industry is playing on that, and that as an industry we have to be ready for that and anticipate this. And these two observations in the industry, basically that technology can do more and secondly, that the people want a different experience, basically that has driven us towards our mission, which is basically let's make better eyewear through fundamentally changing how eyewear is being put together. Let's turn this passive glass into an active device. And we believe that we can be transformative, that it's for giving people a brighter future and a better comfort. Okay, this is of course a very big mission, and we have to start somewhere. And the place where we want to start is helping the 45-year-old people, the presbyopes, which a lot of them actually complain about back and neck pain in the office. The industry so far is offering a second pair of glasses, office glasses, but people don't really like second pair of glasses. It's annoying, they don't know where they are. They want to have a solution that simply works. Another part, just on the other side, if you go to the older generation, 65 plus, well, my investor just told me the story. His older father went hiking here in Paris, and he tripped over a wire because he couldn't see it because of his progressive glasses. A very simple problem, but it happens a lot. And if you're 85 years old and you break your hip, that's a big problem. So can we find a better solution to that? And that's where we want to focus initially. To address that solution, what we are doing basically, and you can see our glasses inside the show and so well at the outside, the other side, is we are making autofocal glasses. These are active glasses that switch focal length electronically. So basically, by push of a button, our glasses will switch from distance to near vision. And this is a technology that was developed at IMEC. We have more than 7 patents pending. And today we're really focused on how to get this product into the market. We have a small promo movie. It's not the best yet, but I can show. This is basically how we see it. You're 45 plus. You have, in this case, the sunglass. You have perfect distance vision. You want to go out. You want to enjoy life. You get a message. Normally, you can't see it anymore. With our solution, it will automatically go on. You can read your smartphone. You drive on further to the city. The near vision part is gone. You can see perfectly. When you enter the city and you want to order something in the shop, basically you switch on the glass, you want to read, you switch on the glass by a press of a button, and basically you can read again sharp. So basically, as a consumer, you are basically back in control over your vision. It's not the glasses anymore that define what you can see, it's yourself that defines what you can see. I think what we learned through working in this industry is obviously the fashion aspect is really important. People have different personalities, so you can't offer just one solution. You have to make sure it fits a lot of people. So what we're really focused on is how can we make our solution independent. What we want to deliver is basically eyeglasses and the electronics. How it's integrated in frames is not our business. We are not a fashion company that we leave to all the specialists, which are plenty present here, and I think we want to work and collaborate with people in this space. I think it's important to realize that I want to focus, we're a Belgian company, and I think we're very fortunate to have very strong Belgian partners. One, we're working with IMEC, where we come from, where we can have access to the latest technologies in clean room space. We're using tools which are semiconductor grade, 50 million euro pop, so they're quite expensive. We work with Materialise, who has invited us here today. Thank you for that, Pete. They're a fantastic partner in helping us developing the frames. 3D printing has definitely a big benefit in how to integrate electronics and have short turnaround times on prototyping as well as making nice models out. Thank you. And we are working with Tokai, which is a partner who has a lab in Belgium, optical lab in Belgium, is an investor. And I think they're very good vision. Also Kurt, as well as the people in Japan, on how innovation can affect the world. And they have invested in us and they help us on a daily basis, and we're very thankful for that. That brings me to this slide, is basically, what do people think about this solution? Do they accept this? Well, the answer is we have been testing it with 35 people over the last couple of months in Belgium, and the feedback is really positive. What for us is the most important is that people appreciate the sharpness of the image. And there actually we score pretty good. It's not fantastic yet, that's why we're not selling the product today, but they say give it a score of 4 out of 5 on average, which is a very high score already. Then compared to other solutions out there, the field of view compared to progressive lenses, how broad you can see, that's important to us. There we have a really high score as well, so that's a positive news. When we ask people, would you buy it? Actually, 50% of the people are willing to buy our prototypes today. We're not selling them because we're not ready for them. I'll come back to that, but 50% of the people are already very satisfied with this and want to buy it. The other half actually is also interested in buying, but they say it has to fit in a different frame or they have other problems with that. So why are we not launching it today? I think it's an important question. I think we have a lot of work still ahead of us, and I think it will take at least one more year before we're really in business. And that is because we have to manufacture this product. So we are really focused on how to set up the production so we can achieve high volumes at a high quality level. We are also still, having done this test, we are still incorporating many changes that we got from the end users, and that will require us another iteration before we are there. And finally, and that's why I brought Peter with me, we are entering, and we have obviously understand this is a complete new product. We have to market it differently. We have to bring also the story and create the awareness with the end consumer, and that takes just a lot of effort. But the main message that I want to give here is that we see the opticians as our strategic partner in this space. I think opticians today, you people, are fantastic because you really have the expertise in providing the right optical solution to people. You can help them, make them see the regular prescription, the measurement. We all still need this for our solution. And I think that's fantastic. You have the trust of the end consumer, the advice, they really appreciate it. You're there to give this personalized service. And I think that's where we see there is really an overlap because between what the consumer wants and what you deliver. And what we're today doing, and we are willing and actually open for much suggestions as possible. We are working how we can improve the customer experience once he enters your store and to make him aware before he enters your store. And so what we're basically doing is identifying our first customers, help segmenting it much better so that when he enters your store, you know exactly to who to sell it, creating the right point of sales material, and do a lot of awareness and traffic building. So it's also electronic eyewear, so it will be different to retail. The after-sales service is for an electronic product. It's not a regular product anymore, so that also requires additional efforts from our side. So that brings me to my last slide, actually, is what's next. And here I just want to say is that we're still running a lot of tests and making a lot of prototypes available around the world. And if you want to be part of it, if you want to evaluate the product, then I suggest that you contact me or Peter and that we have a discussion about it. Well, that brings me to the end of my talk. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.